Okay, so this was our last class where we were trying to work with our controls over here. So we just completed how to work with our sales document controls and item category controls. These are the two things what we have discussed it over here. Okay. And the next concept which I tried to explain right now is going to be the concept of condition technique. So this is going to be the most important concept what we try to work it out now. Condition technique. Okay. So on this particular condition technique, we try to work with different business scenarios. Like one is going to be the concept of listing, exclusion. Second one is going to be cross-selling, followed by pricing. Okay. So pricing is going to be another concept. Free goods, revenue account determination, rebate processing. So this revenue account determination, rebate processing, pricing, these three concepts. So I try to basically call it as an SDFI integration over here. So I'm also trying to address pricing as SDFI integration. That's going to be the core part of sales what we are trying to work it out. But pricing, why I try to address it as means because once we go for issuing of a billing document, that price information need to be updated to the finance department. And if it is updated to the finance department, then only we can go for collecting the payments over here. So that's the reason I'm just trying to call your pricing as a part of SDFI integration over here. Okay. And we try to work with output determination as well. Okay. So these are going to be some concepts what we try to focus on condition technique. Okay. So most important part of sales and distribution, what we are trying to work it out. Because SDFI integration concepts are also going to be covered over here. So this is most important thing. Now, first thing, I'm just trying to explain you what is the definition of condition technique. So what are going to be the steps involved in this particular condition technique over here. So condition technique is going to be basically made up of condition procedure. And this condition procedure is made up of condition types. And to this condition types, we try to basically go for assigning of access sequence, where access sequence will be acting as search strategy. Where access sequence will be acting as search strategy. And to this access sequence, we go for assigning of condition tables. And using these tables, we go for maintenance of our condition records over here. So these are going to be the different steps which we need to carry it out based on this condition technique process over here. So condition technique is made up of condition procedure. Okay. And condition procedure. To this condition procedure, we try to go for assigning of condition types. And to this condition types, we try to go for assigning of access sequence, where access sequence will be acting as search strategy. And to this condition type, we go for assigning of condition tables. And using this particular tables, we try to go for maintenance of our condition records over here. Okay. So if anybody asks what you mean by condition technique, so this would be the answer for that. Condition technique is made up of procedure, and to this procedure is made up of condition types. To condition types, we assign access sequence, where access sequence will be acting as search strategy. And to this access sequence, we go for assigning of condition tables. Using tables, we try to go for maintenance of condition records over here. Okay. So how you are going to take the help of this condition technique process to work is what we try to basically discuss it over here. Okay. So to explain you the functionality of condition technique, So first concept we try to work it out is going to be listing and exclusion. So these are two different concepts. Okay, listing and exclusion. These are two different concepts over here. Where first one we try to work it out is going to be listing process. Now what you mean by this listing process over here? So what all products company want to sell it to the customer? What all products company want to sell it to the customer? Maintain it in the form of condition records over here. So what all products company want to sell it to the customer? Maintain it in the form of condition records. Now what you mean by this particular statement over here? What all products company want to sell it to the customer? Maintain it in the form of condition records. Now let's say company is trying to manufacture and sell around 10 different products. Okay, so I'm trying to take material 1 to material 10. These are my 10 different products. What company is trying to offer it to the customer? Now we have few customers like John is one of them, George, and I have one more customer on the Sam. So John, out of this 10 products, can place an order only for 2 products. Let's say he can place an order for material 4 and he can place an order for material 10. Whereas George can place an order for material 1, material 5, material 7, material 9. Where Sam can place an order for material 6, material 8, material 10. Okay. So we are trying to maintain some limitation. All customers will be not liable for placing an order for all products. Okay. So we try to maintain some specifications. So limitations has been updated. So John can place an order only for these 2 products. Apart from these 2 products, if it's trying to place an order for any other material, it will be rejected. In the same way, George can place an order only for this 4 products out of 10. Apart from this 4, if it's trying to place an order for any other product, it will be rejected. In the same way, Sam can place an order only for these 3 products over here. Okay. So we try to maintain selling our products. How you try to maintain the limitations. So this particular functionality is going to be normally used in the pharma and the chemical industries. Okay. Where all drugs cannot be sold to all set of customers. Where all chemicals cannot be sold to all set of customers. Okay. So we try to use this particular functionality in pharma and chemical industries where certain products need to be sold only for certain customers over here. And how we are going to maintain it? We try to go for maintaining that information with the help of condition records. So to which customer, what product need to be sold, we try to maintain it in the form of condition records over here. Okay. You guys are able to follow this one? What you mean by the listing process?
Yes, follow.
Okay. So that's going to be the concept of it. So how you are going to maintain the limitations, saying that certain customers can place an order only for certain products over here. So if you want to maintain this condition records, then how to work on it? So first thing, we need to go for working with our condition tables. So this is going to be the first step. We need to go for taking the help of condition tables over here. So when you try to do the configurations, we try to work in the reverse way. First step is going to be condition tables, followed by access sequence, condition type, procedure, and finally we try to maintain condition records over here. Okay. Table, access sequence, condition type, procedure, and record. But when you try to explain condition technique process, condition technique is made up of procedure. To this procedure, we are saying condition type. To condition type, we are saying access sequence. where access sequence will be acting as search strategy. To this access sequence, we are saying condition tables, and using condition tables, we maintain condition records. Okay, so it's going to be from top to bottom when you try to explain it, but when we practically work with the help of condition technique, it's going to be in the reverse way. And if you want to create a table, we require some fields. So according to the business requirement, we need to pick the fields over here. So right now, there are two fields which we require. One is going to be customer, and second one is going to be material. So for which customer, what product need to be sold, I try to use these two fields for creating our table. Okay. And for each and every field, there will be a technical name maintained. So for customer, technical name is going to be Kunnr, Kunnr. And for material, it's going to be Matnr, Matnr. So as a consultant, we need to remember all these technical names. So if you want to communicate anything to the ABAPA, we try to use this particular jargon over here. Okay, so it's required for us to know the field names. These are nothing but we call it as a technical name or field names. So we need to know the field names of different organizational units which we are going to be working on. Along with that, some other fields when we try to work with our transactions. So right now I'm going to be creating a table using two fields, customer and material. So that's going to be the step we try to follow it. Okay, so let me show you. Now, if you get into SPRO, it's going to be the part of IMG. And under IMG, we need to work with sales and distribution module. So getting to sales and distribution is going to be the part of basic functions. And under basic functions, we have a concept by the name listing exclusion over here. That's the one. And once you click on this activity, listing and exclusion, so this how the screen will be looking. So these are all going to be the configuration steps which we need to perform. But first step, maintain condition tables for listing and exclusion. So same screen, same path, same steps are also going to be followed for the exclusion as well. Okay. So first thing, I'm trying to create a condition table. Condition tables for listing and exclusion. And once you click on this activity, so that's how the screen will be looking. OV06 is going to be the transaction code for creating a condition table. I'm just trying to maintain it. OV06. That's going to be the T code for creation of our condition table. Now, right now you can see we're under change mode. So we cannot create any table under change mode. We need to get into create mode. So click on conditions from the menu bar and you can see an option by the name create. So click on this create option over here. And this is how the screen will be looking. And whatever the table we try to create it is going to be used only for listing and exclusion, and it's going to be the part of sales and distribution module itself. So I cannot use this table for any other business scenario. I cannot use this one for pricing or cross-selling, for material determination, no other functionality. I can use this table only for listing and exclusion process itself. And one more thing we need to know, there are going to be standard tables and customized tables. And how to know or how we are going to recognize that we are trying to work with standard or customized one. So if your table number is below 500, we call it as a standard. Okay. If your table number is below 500, we call it as a standard. If your table number is above 500, we call it as a customized one. Okay. So right now we will be working with the customized one. We don't work with the standards. So no need of maintaining any kind of table number over here. system is going to generate a number for the table which we are going to be creating it. So simply click on enter, and this is going to be the screen. Okay. So here you can see total screen has been divided into two halves. One is going to be selected fields. Second one is going to be field catalog. So whatever fields are there in sales and distribution, all that fields are going to be getting displayed in this catalog. And you can see there is no position button or drop down menu. If you want to get into the next page, so we need to take the help of this page down icons over here. So click on this page down. So it will be taking us to the next page over here. Okay. So from this field catalog, we need to select our fields. Where first field, which I'm trying to select over here, is going to be customer. And for each and every field, there will be a technical name which need to be cross-checked. And as I said, for customer, technical name is going to be Kunnr, Kunnr. How we are going to check it. So select that particular field over here, and you can see an option by the name field attribute. So click on this field attribute, and the field name for customer is going to be getting displayed up. Cross check it whether you are trying to select the right field or not for maintenance of our record. Okay, so select the right field over here by checking the field name. So check this field name and simply double click on it, and it will be copied into our selected fields. Okay, now second field is going to be material. So select that particular field, click on field attributes, and check out the field name, where you can see field name is Matnr, MATNR. Check this one, double click on it, and it will be copied into our selected fields. And you can see there is a checkbox which has been maintained up with validity period. That means if you activate this checkbox, when we try to maintain condition records, we need to maintain validity period. It's going to be valid from which date to which date. Okay. So when we try to work with condition record, I try to explain you this particular functionality. Okay. So from field catalog, as of now, we have selected two fields. And once you have selected your fields, click on generate. So condition table is going to be created over here. Now you can see we are getting a warning message saying that already there is one table by number 001. So always your table is going to be of 3 letters, only numerics. So you can see table is getting displayed as 001. This is a standard table, not customized one, because your table number is below 500. We try to call it as a standard. So if you want to work with that particular table 001 for your requirement, you can. Or you can simply ignore this particular message because it's a warning message. So simply ignore it by clicking on enter. And we are getting a confirmation message. Do you want to generate a condition table? Yes. So click on yes option over here. And this is going to be the request. Now, whenever you try to save a table, don't click on save option. Click on local objects over here. And this is going to be your table number 515, where you can see your table number is starting after 500. So we try to call it as a customized table. So click on local objects, and table is going to be created. Done. So there's going to be your table number 515. This is not going to be the table. This is message number. So table number is going to be 515. Only numbers are required, not the description maintain or the code maintain. So this is going to be the first step where we have created table using this particular field, customer and material. Okay. Now second step over here. Now once you create table, we need to go for working with an access sequence. And always the code for access sequence is going to be of 4 letters, which can be alpha numerical combination over here. Okay, alpha numerical combination. So I try to create a customized access sequence, and always we need to follow a rule. Whenever you try to create a customized one, naming convention need to be starting with C or Y as first letter. So I'm trying to maintain it as Z, L, L, I. I'm just trying to maintain it as Z, L, L, I, which stands for Lenovo listing. And to this access sequence, we need to go for assigning of our condition table, which has been created in the first step. So this particular condition technique is going to be totally a chain process, which we are going to be working it out over here. Okay. So we are trying to create an access sequence. At the same time, to that access sequence, we are trying to assign table which has been created in the first step. So this is what we try to do it. Okay. Now see how to create this access sequence. Now if you just come back, so that's going to be the second step. Maintain access sequence for listing exclusion. And once you click on this activity, we get this particular message. Table is a cross client. Okay. Now what you mean by this particular message and its functionality, we try to work it out in our project classes. Okay. Table is a cross client. So there I can explain you in much detailed manner. Now simply click on continue. And this is going to be the screen. So this is going to be the standard access sequence provided by SAP for the listing A001. Okay. So if you want to create your own access sequence, we need to basically take the help of new entries over here and maintain the code, which I try to create it on the name of CLLI, which stands for Lenovo listing. And to this access sequence, okay, already an entry exists with the same key. Let me maintain it as YLLI. Okay. And to this access sequence, I try to assign the table which we have created in the first step. Now, how to assign it? Select access sequence and under dialog structure, select accesses and double click on it. And this is going to be the place where we try to assign the tables. To assign the table to this access sequence, take the help of new entries. So where I try to maintain sequence number as 1 and assign table 515 and click on enter. So development class of condition table G515 is local. That's fine. It's just an information message. So click on continue. Done. So in this particular step, what is happening? This table number 515 is getting assigned to access sequence, not the fields. Not the fields maintained inside the table. So if you want to assign the fields maintained inside the table to get assigned to this access sequence, select this table and click on fields under dialog structure. So that whatever the fields are maintained in the table will be getting assigned to our access sequence over here. So click on fields and we are getting this particular message. Assignment has not been made. That's what we try to do. So whatever the fields maintained inside the table is getting assigned to our access sequence. So I ignore this warning message by clicking on enter. And you can see this table is made up of two fields, customer and material, which are getting assigned to access sequence YLLI. So in this particular screen, no need of doing anything. You need to check whether fields maintained in the table is getting displayed or not. And try to save it. And when you're trying to save it, this time you can see we are getting a workbench request over here, a new transport request. Till now, when we try to do the configurations, we were trying to update it under customization request. So when you try to work with our condition table and access sequence, we try to update that information in workbench request over here. Always remember, condition table and access sequence values will be updated under workbench request. And if you want to work with this workbench request, if you want to create your own request, take the help of create request over here and maintain the description where I'm trying to call it as Lenovo listing process. So system is going to generate a request number. Yeah. So there's going to be the request number in which our access sequence information is going to be getting updated. So in our previous classes, I was explaining basically transport requests are going to be of two types, customization and workbench. Okay. Customization, we call it as a client dependent, workbench request, client independent. So condition table and access sequence are going to be the examples of your workbench request over here. So with the help of this transport request only, we try to transport the data from one server to another server or from one client to another client. Okay. So right now, save this one and our access sequence is going to be created. Along with that, table and field assignment also has been carried out over here. Okay. So that's going to be our second step in our condition technique process. Now, once you create your access sequence, third step, we need to go for working with condition type. So that's going to be our third step. And once again, condition type is also going to be 4 letters, which can be alpha-numerical combination. So whatever the code we maintain for the access sequence, I try to use the same naming convention over here. So if you use same naming convention, there will be no problem because access sequence values are stored in a separate table and condition type values are stored in a separate table. And to this condition type, I try to go for assigning access sequence which has been created in the first step. Okay, so that's what we try to do. So we try
Our
to
code name is YLLI. And you change Z to Y.
sorry. Yep. So YLLI and just try to update it. Okay. So that's what I try to do. I try to create a condition type and to that condition type assign our access sequence. Now see, so if you just come back, so that's going to be our step over here. Maintain listing exclusion types. And once you click on this activity, maintain listing exclusion types over here. So that's going to be the screen where you can see A001 is going to be the standard condition type used for listing for which access sequence A001 has been assigned. So if you want to create your own condition type, take the help of new interest, maintain it. So where I try to call it as YLLI, it stands for Lenovo listing, and to which access sequence YLLI is going to be assigned over here. So once you click on enter, whatever the description maintained for the access sequence is going to be getting displayed up. So no need of maintaining any validity period for this condition type. It's not required. So create a condition type. At the same time, to that condition type, try to assign our access sequence. Click on enter and make sure you try to save it. And when you try to save this particular condition type, now you can see it's getting updated under customizing request over here. Okay. So always remember, when you're trying to work with condition table and access sequence, values are updated in Workbench, whereas rest of things are going to be getting updated under customizing request over here. Okay. So I'm just trying to create a new request, update it. Done. It's simple. Create a condition type, assign access sequence, and save it. So this is our third step over here. Now next step, we need to go for working with our condition procedure. And the code for procedure is going to be of 6 letters, which can be alphanumerical combination over here. So where I'm trying to maintain it as YLLIST, which I try to call it as Lenovo listing. And to this particular procedure, I try to assign condition type which has been created in the last step. While LI. So create a procedure and to that particular procedure assign our condition type. Okay, now see. So if you just come back, so that's going to be the step. Procedure for maintaining listing exclusion process. And once you click on it, procedure for maintaining listing and exclusion. So this is how the screen will be looking. So there's going to be the standard procedure A followed by 401, which is used for listing. And you can see application has been activated as B, where V stands for sales and distribution. Okay, where V stands for sales and distribution over here. So sales and distribution department is trying to work with this particular procedure over here. So right now, if you want to create your own procedure, click on new entries. So where I'm trying to create it as YLLIST, it stands for Lenovo listing. So maintain the code, maintain the description. And to this particular procedure, assign condition type. So select procedure, click on control data under dialog structure, and we can assign our condition type over here. So to assign condition type, take the help of new entries. So where first field is going to be called as step. Now what is the functionality of this field step? We try to check it out in our pricing. Okay. As of now, I try to activate it by maintaining step number as 10, followed by counter. So counter, try to maintain it as 0. So these two fields functionality we try to work in our pricing. Until then, just try to remember, we try to activate step number as 10, counter as 0, followed by the condition type what we have created, YLLI, which I'm trying to assign it. And once you click on enter, whatever the description maintained will be getting displayed up over here. So we are creating a procedure. At the same time, to that particular procedure, we try to assign condition type. Forget about this requirement, it's not required. Requirement is nothing but if you want to maintain any kind of dependent interest. So this particular field functionality also we try to focus on in our pricing. Okay, and try to save it. And it's going to be the part of your customizing request itself. Procedure created, condition type assigned over here. Now once done with this particular step, now we need to assign our procedure. Where exactly you want this particular functionality need to be executed. So we need to assign this procedure to our sales document type. Okay. So this is going to be the step, activate listing and exclusion by sales document type over here. So this is going to be the next step, assign condition procedure to sales document type. That's going to be the step. Okay. So where exactly you want this particular functionality need to be carried out. So we have created our customized document type over here. So what is that? I think we have created it on the name of ZLOR. So to ZLOR, I try to assign our procedure, YLLIST. Okay, because I want this particular procedure need to be executed only again this particular document type. Not for all the sales document type, only for this particular document type. So I'm just trying to maintain it. So if you click on this activity, activate listing and exclusion by sales document type, that's going to be the screen. OB04 is going to be the transaction code for this. OB04. So in this particular screen, we're not taking the help of new entries. So we try to click on position and select our document type. So click on position, select our document type, ZLOR. And for this particular document type, we try to assign our listing procedure over here. So what we have defined it. So we have defined it on the name of YLLIST, which I'm trying to assign it over here. And once we create our exclusion procedure for the same document type, we can assign it under exclusion. So assign our procedure and try to save it. That means this particular procedure is going to be active only if we create an order using this particular document type. So against which document type you want this particular functionality need to be carried out, maintain it. Okay. So these are going to be the configuration steps which are required to activate listing process. Table, access sequence, condition type, procedure, assign procedure to document type where we need to perform the testing. Now once you maintain all these configuration steps, now we need to go for activation of condition record, where we need to specify to which customer what products need to be sold. So we try to call this condition record as master data, condition master. So this is our fourth master data, what we try to work it out. We checked out how to create a customer material info record, and this is going to be the fourth master data, condition master. So this condition records are going to be maintained by the end users. So all these configurations will be taken care by consultant, and maintenance of condition record is going to be the functionality of end users. So how to maintain it? So what are going to be the transaction codes used for condition record maintenance? VB01 is going to be the transaction code used for create, VB02 for change, and VB03 for display. VB01, VB02, VB03. Now, let me show you the path for this. If you basically get into easy access screen, so always condition records are maintained in easy access. Under easy access, getting to logistics. It's going to be the part of sales and distribution module. So getting to sales and distribution, we are trying to work with master data. So expand this master data, products. And once you expand this products, you can see an option by the name listing exclusion. So expand this folder, and these are the transaction code VB01, VB02, VB03. So I'm trying to maintain the record using VB01 transaction code. And once you double click on it, so this how the screen will be looking. So when you try to maintain records, it will be asking us to maintain condition type. Using which condition type you try to maintain the record, maintain that condition type information over here. So maintain condition type, what we have created, YLLI, and click on key combination. So once you click on this key combination, table is going to be getting displayed. So using this table, we try to maintain our records. So select table, click on choose, and it will be taking us to the overview screen of condition records over here. That's going to be the screen where we need to maintain for which customer. So maintain our customer number. Okay, so that's going to be the customer. For this customer, this record is going to be valid, let's say, till end of this year. Okay, so what products can be sold? So I'm having few of the products what we have created. LESO. So out of these products, I try to maintain some limitation. For this particular customer, that's one of the product which I try to sell it. And second product is going to be LCPU. So from list of products, these are going to be the only two products which this particular customer can place an order for. I'm maintaining that information over here in the form of condition records. So whenever this customer is placing an order, he can place an order only for these two products. Apart from this, if it's trying to place an order for any other material, it will be rejected. So maintain it and simply click on save. So condition record has been created over here. And once you create a condition record, now next step, we need to perform testing. Perform test in sales order. So make sure you're trying to create an order using document type ZLOR, because again this particular ZLOR document type we have assigned our procedure. Okay. So test it now. So execute transaction code BS01, document type ZLOR, maintain sales area information, and get into details. So maintain our sold party, shipped party, enter. Now maintain our product. So let's say customer is placing an order for laptop 10 quantity. So this product is maintained in condition record. So he can go for placing an order for this particular product. If customer is placing an order, let's say for keyboard, which has been not maintained in the record, so we are getting an error message. Material keyboard is not listed, therefore not allowed. So product cannot be sold. If is placing an order for CPU, done. So whatever material has been maintained in the condition records, only those products are going to be sold. Apart from that, if it's placing an order for any other material, we can't. So this is going to be the concept of listing, where we try to maintain some limitations for which products customer can place an order for. So once you maintain your condition record, if you want to add some more materials, you can simply get into the change mode of condition record VB02. Get into change mode, select our condition type, click on key combination, select table, get into details. No need of maintaining any material information, just try to maintain customer details and get into details. Click on execute. So what all material you want to select, you can add it over here. Now right now I'm trying to add one more product, where to this particular customer I want to sell mouse as well. Add it, save it. Now when you try to perform the testing, so that particular product also will be sold. Okay. So that particular product will be sold as well. So if it's placing an order for CPU, sold. If it's placing an order for keyboard, we can't, because that particular product is not maintained in the condition records. So this is how you try to work with this concept called as listing. You guys are clear? Able to follow this one entire concept? What all configuration steps are maintained and how you are going to perform the testing process for this?
Yes, sir. Following.
Okay. So that's how you try to take the help of condition technique to do the map. Okay. So next concept where we need to work it out is going to be exclusion. So how we are going to exclude a particular product from selling. Okay. So we try to work with this exclusion in tomorrow class. So where I try to finish up this exclusion and then start working with cross-selling followed by pricing. Okay. So let me stop it over here for now. So we shall meet up tomorrow and see the rest.